everybody. We are doing something a little different tonight. We're in session B-0. We're messing around. We're building new characters, and because we're missing one of our adventurers this week,
Core
so
player.
we're gonna bring something a little different for you guys and show y'all kind of more of the character building process and the questions back and forth and kind of how we do it so that kind of get an idea of what we do to create characters. So, and then we're going to take these new characters and we're going to do basically a one-off, possibly story arc. We're not sure yet, but we figured we give y'all a little taste of behind the scenes and a little new situation. So, enjoy.
Yeah, if anything,
Now
what this
back
could
to
turn
the
into
Okay.
is a B story within the same world that we're in with other characters. Go ahead, William. You can do your whatever you're
Oh,
about to do.
me and the GM are currently discussing and building a paladin for me.
Champion.
Not paladin. I'll take it back. It is not a paladin.
He
I
spoke
get
they
it.
that
don't
on
have-
my head.
Nope, we gotta do
It
it
is
now.
a champion,
They don't
and
have paladins
specifically a
yet.
Yes, that's what
redeemer
paladins are.
champion.
Oh,
Paladin is a different level. So I am building a redeemer champion. Um,
Okay.
it is a
One problem here. First off,
Mhm.
you have two intimidating glares instead of one.
Okay. Don't know what's up with that.
So, anyways, second, you have as a bonus feat your deity's domain, but that's a class feature, not a feat. So it looks like you cannot.
So level 8 is what we're still talking about.
No,
Do
we're
we?
talking. I'm looking at your sheet as it imported. Under your bonus feats, you have deity domain zeal, but unfortunately, that is a class feature, not a bonus feat. You can't take a class feature as a bonus feat.
I think that's just something
Because
that
you have all the class feats in there already.
I was just building it as Path Builder let me build it.
Well, that doesn't mean that they're right. That's the thing.
Well, it gets me. So I picked the deity, and then you're supposed to pick. So you pick your deity and cause.
Mm-hmm.
You pick your champion's code. You pick your deity's domain.
Yes.
That's what I did.
And at level 1, you got deity's domain. And then at level 8, you got advanced deity's domain.
Okay.
I don't know when you picked up the bonus. When do you have zeal listed? Because again, it's listed as a bonus feat because you can't get an extra one.
That's the level 1
No,
deity's
that's
domain.
deity's domain is already in there. You have it twice on two different things.
What is in the what's the first one?
The
What's
class
it level
feat,
1?
level 1 deity's domain.
What is that?
You don't have anything listed. You just have deity's domain. And then you
That
have
is
advanced deity's domain as well.
okay. That's just the name of the feat itself, and the feat says to you embody an aspect of your deity. Choose one of your
Right.
deity's domain from those listed.
It's not a
And
feat.
what so you gain the deity's initial domain spell as a devotion spell.
Right. So that's not a feat. That is a class feature. They're different things. So you can't get extra of them.
I only have 2. I have the one at level 1 and one at
3.
level 8.
Your sheet shows 3 is what I'm saying.
I
That's why I'm trying to sort out because this is the first time we've done this import.
let's see then. Let's see if I have something else. Which one looks like it's extra?
You just have 3 deity domain listed.
Can you just
Because
delete
deity
one?
domain, or hold on. Deity domain gives you 1 spell. Advanced deity domain gives you 1 spell. You had 4 spells listed from the beginning.
I picked up Let's see. I have level 6 class feat is a devotion spell, Litany Against Wrath.
All right, hold on. Litany Against Wrath. Okay, that counts as one, so that makes 3.
Okay.
Where did your 4th come from?
Depends on what it's called.
Let me pull it up. That was that's your lay on hands. So that's your 4th.
Okay. That was, yeah. That just came built in.
Okay. All right, so now I think I have all yours sorted out, but I'm going to remove the extra feat that it has listed. Because you don't have that many.
So is that removing one of the focus spells?
No, I'm just getting rid of the bonus feat that it has listed for you that doesn't exist.
Okay.
And now you have 2 intimidating glares listed. I'm just going to delete one of them. I don't know if
Yep.
you're missing one or not,
Shouldn't.
because that's what I'm trying to figure out. Did this get everything right? Where are all the bonus feats anyway? Those are general feats, right? Let me just count how many feats listed over the levels up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, no, 7. You have 7 total skill and general feats.
I can post, hold on, let me post what I have.
Okay, shield block is not actually a feat, and you have it twice on there too.
That just came built in.
Yeah.
I never picked it.
Well, shield block is just an ability you have.
I hold up a shield.
And actually, your background feat slot shows it's empty. And maybe that's where your intimidating glare. No.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
background?
warrior.
Your background was
Warrior.
warrior?
Yes.
Can I click it? Please let me click it. Oh, that gives you intimidating glare. Okay. So it couldn't put it in the empty slot, so it moved it down into bonus feats. But I can put it in the empty slot. Now everything is accounted for, and your sheet looks like it's done.
Do we need to roll for things?
Yes.
Or are we just gonna go with that?
We're
Hold on,
going to roll dice now.
let me open Forge, because that's the thing I need to do.
Yes,
still.
everyone needs to be in Forge now. I've got it up and running as good as it's going to be for now.
I just choose the same person as.
Yeah, just log in the same way you would normally. One of the things that we found in Forge right now is there's been some upgrades to the system, and this has nothing to do with why we're doing this. We're doing this mostly because sometimes we miss sessions because people can't be here, and it would be nice to have a way to still play without getting into our main storyline. So that's kind of what we're going to try and solve here, and have a way for us to continue playing even when people are missing. So we'll have either simpler storylines or still stuff that can bring about knowledge. These 2 groups will likely be able to communicate with one another, so that what this group learns, the other group will know. Obviously, we're playing at the same time, so it's a bit of a funky thought, but we thought we'd try it.
All right, I made it in. Do you want me? How much? Since we're doing the stream for the people, before we do the rolls, let me just introduce my character.
Yes.
Her name is Nicola Common. She is a half-orc champion redeemer, and she has a little backstory. Um, she was swept into adventuring by an infectious dreamer that filled her head with magnificent tales. The 2 of them left their hometown together in the pursuit of fame and fortune. After 5 years on the road, her friend is dead, along with their dreams. Her half-elf blood and prejudices have weighed heavy on her, and Nicola always seemed to have been in the wrong place at the wrong time. Her experiences have crippled her faith in humanity. She now clings to Amadea, giving um, giving life a second chance. So, echoing her goddess, she portrays honor and valor, and is desperately trying to find a reason to believe in humanity again. And accompanied by this harsh reality, she now searches for a new dream. right. I am. That is her.
All right. Now, we need to roll up your stats, your base stats. I'm going to do 4d6, but you'll do them one at a time because remember, ones will be re-rolled. So just
Heh.
re-roll.
4.
6,
Liking it.
4,
Still liking it.
3. So you drop the lowest, and that gives you 4, 6, 4, 14 for your first roll.
All right.
I'll keep track of these so that we can put them where they need to go. Do it again.
Yes.
6, 4,
I'm liking my
6,
dice today.
5. So the 17.
I thought you roll a d20 and then.
No.
Not for this.
So it might be interesting, Charles, if you'd like to explain for the people.
All right. Hold on. So you rolled a
Sorry.
1 and then a 3 and then a 1 and then a 2. So 3 and a 2.
3 and a 2.
All right. The way we do the rolls, this is an in-house roll that I've done for years and years now. You roll 4 d6s. Ones automatically get re-rolled, and you keep the 3 highest rolls. That way you still are rolling all your stats, but because you're heroes, you're slightly above everyone else.
Very nice.
Unless you have really bad dice rolls.
Yes. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Well, I'm going to be a farmer today.
There is an exception. If you roll 3 ones, that counts as a 19. So what was that first one? A 6?
So it was a 3, a 2, and a 6.
Yeah, 3, 2, 6. And then one more. And a 6. So 6, 6, 3, 15.
All right. Next one.
2, 4, a 3, and a 5.
14.
So 5, 4, 3, 12.
What? Oh, you take the high 3?
Yes,
That's right.
I just explained that.
Yes, you did.
All right. So it's best to go ahead and just send 4 1Ds in a row, so that if you get 3 ones, we'll know. Because you can 1, 2, 6, 3. So re-roll the 1. Re-roll it again.
Come on.
So
Okay.
2, 6, 4. 2, 6, 3, 4. So that's 6, 4, and 3, 13. Last one.
Last one. Here we go. 4, 4, 2.
Re-roll
Rerolling
the
a
1.
1.
So 4, 4, 3, 11.
All right.
All right. Now, as a half orc, that. Hold on. I don't think you get any major bonuses as being a half orc, but hold on. You know, this is old school, so it's better off for me to bring the book out for this.
Going for the book.
All right. you just get 2 ability boosts for being a human, technically, because you're a human, half orc. And you got a half orc heritage feat, didn't you?
Hmm. I think I originally had it down as ancestry orc with a heritage half orc.
Yeah.
But I don't know that it really matters
Your
either way.
ancestry feat was an orc ferocity.
Yeah.
So that doesn't change anything for leveling up for your base stats. And your background was warrior, which gives you a boost to strength or constitution. So which one is it? Strength or constitution?
Constitution.
No. Put away.
And then you got your 2 for being a human.
Constitution and strength.
Okay. All right, so at level 1, you had +2 to strength, +4 to constitution. And then you got 2 bonus levels up from at level 5 and level 10, which are, they're +2 each, aren't they? I think more than that. I can't never remember.
Okay.
Like green.
Light green.
Like your maps.
Oh, okay.
Like that.
Mm.
You boost 4 different ability scores at level. All right, so let's start off with your basics.
Okay. Can you call out the 6 numbers again?
Yes, you have 14, 17, 15, 12, 13, and 11.
Did you say 13 and 11?
Yes. You basically have 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17.
Nice.
Everything but 16.
Mhm.
Like
Well, it's usually best. Which one do you want to be your lowest?
Um,
this one.
I don't care about intelligence or dex.
All right, so 11 and 12 for intelligence and dex. Which one's more? I think dex would be more important.
Dex is more important because of the reflex saves.
Yeah, so we'll start off with a dex of 12 and intelligence of 11. And now your next lowest score is 13.
Charisma.
Charisma is 13.
Hmm.
And then 14.
Wisdom.
All right, and that leaves strength and constitution, 17 and 15.
15 con, 17 strength.
Okay, so that means you started off with a 19, 12, 11, 14, and 13. Then at level 5, you get to add +2 to any 4 as long as they're below 18. If they're above 18, it's only a +1.
Okay. Strength, con, wisdom, charisma. Just going to repeat those 4 for any level ups.
Con, and strength con what?
Wisdom and charisma.
Wisdom and charisma. And that's for both of those level ups?
Yes.
So that gives you 21 strength, 21 constitution, 12 dex, 11 intelligence, 18 wisdom, and 17 charisma. So your dice rolls were good, and you went up on several of your stats.
Yay. And I think for the most part that finishes up the character. Getting into these next characters and addressing just more of the viewers. I know we skipped a lot of stuff. That's because we built a lot of this in Path Builder and then imported the JSON file into the Forge or into Foundry. So there's a lot of feats and things you didn't hear about. I'm sure they'll probably be discussed when the other people are making theirs. So I think for the most part, we're done with the champion.
The
This
champion is done.
guy.
You gained 40 hit points with your dice rolls.
Nice. Nice. All right. All the more for the GM to kill me with. Just
Yep.
means you can punch me in the face more.
All right. Who wants to go next?
If I could at least get my rolls figured, then I could
You want
work
to go ahead and
on
do your rolls?
building it. Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do that.
And it's 3d6, right?
46.
46.
All right. 2 4 and 2 1s. Reroll the 2 1s.
Wait, that was wrong.
Shortchanging yourself there.
So 2 4 2 3. So that's 9. Five, 6, 3. Reroll the 1.
Yeah, baby.
Nice.
6, 6, 5. 17. 4, 3, 2. Reroll the 1.
That was a low one.
4, 3, 3. 10. 5, 5, 3,
Oh,
4.
sorry.
5,
Didn't-
5, 3, 4. So 14.
My darn, that was my mouse
2,
misclicked.
2, 4, 4. So 10.
10.
Reroll the 2 1s. 5, 4.
Dang it.
Again.
That's 4 ones.
Technically.
5, 4, 3. So that's
Nice try,
12.
Will.
I tried.
Okay, you got 1 high roll.
Is that all of them? Because I was not keeping
Yeah,
track.
that's all of them.
All right.
Hold on. All right, so now
If you just give me the numbers, I'll work on them from that, and then I'll
Well-
let you know my stuff later. Unless
but I need to
got
get your
another-
base level 1 stuff done first
Okay.
because you're a different creature type that I've never used before.
True.
What is your name of your species again?
Catfolk. And I will be playing a male which I'm already having a hard time figuring out how to do. I was
Pee
writing the
standing up.
backstory, and I kept thinking of it as a she, and it's definitely not helping me that it's a cat folk, and I'm one of those people that think of cats as all female.
You're making Lion-O or Tigress.
Arshnarf.
No. There you go. Representing. You wore this, I see.
I did not mean
Purposely.
to do
What?
that. I did not
Oh
mean to do it.
man. That's
Not
the
till
first
you
thing that
said
came
it.
to my head when you were talking about it.
So +2 to Dex, +2 to Charisma. Do you know what your background is going to be?
Acolyte.
Acolyte. Hold on while I pull that up.
I did write a backstory while Will was telling his.
Hey,
It's
by the way,
very short.
just to give a shout out to NPCs for Hire. It is a mostly free app, but you can generate NPCs on the fly. I don't know if that's going to focus, but you can just do like, oh, there's that. You know what? And it gives you some backstory to start working with. But it lets you just come up with different things. And I just basically cycled through until I found something that I could start to work with. And then I built from there. So NPCs for Hire, if anyone needs to cheat.
Okay.
So what I did. Go ahead, Charles.
Do you want intelligence or wisdom for your background?
Wisdom is my trait for my spellcasting, correct?
I believe so.
So I'll do wisdom.
Okay. All right. So now that means you get a +2 to Dex, +2 to Wisdom, and +2 to Charisma. And let's see. As a cleric, the most important thing for you is for me to look at the book real quick.
My character's name will be Zago Pakid. This character is actually designed. I took 2 characters from Farscape, smashed them together, and you would never necessarily make these 2 characters be one character, but whatever. You can probably guess as the character plays out. I'm not going to tell you who it is. There's not a whole lot of characters in that show, so it should be fairly easy. Anyway, so backstory. Zago once trained within his local temple devoted to Desna. He learned healing and peace within this temple. This is a common choice among his family. When people meet him, they noticed he is passionately kind and strives for peace in all situations. This was not always the case, and he fights this warring part of himself continually. This does not keep him out of fights, though. His bouts of anger are well known by his kind, and it is actually why he was banished from his family and how he found himself at the tree of Annandale.
Everything but that part.
Okay, everything but that part. He found himself wherever we are. Where
And
Found
can you
himself
send it to
in a
me?
tavern with
Can you send that to me, Derek?
5
Yes.
other adventurers that he has not met yet.
As I said, I just wrote this like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah. Because I was reading, I didn't get to listen to all of it.
Yeah, there's. I'm sure more will come as we go, but that's where it is now. That fairly sets up the character.
Oh, and core, we're missing one thing. As a champion, you get to choose whether you get a +2 to strength or dexterity.
Strength.
Okay. So your strength is now 23.
All right. He really needs to do some stretching, or she does. She is not very dexterous.
Oh, you have a female? I didn't even notice.
Well, with a name like Nicola,
Nikolai? That's a
Nicola,
dude's name.
And
La,
Nicholas could easily be a guy too.
Nicolaa.
Nikola Tesla.
That's right.
You're just making Nicole sound
The
cooler.
mind of Mencia. What's that?
You're just trying to make Nicole sound cooler.
Okay, now, what do you want your least important stat to be?
I was thinking charisma.
Charisma is your least important?
I think. I'm honestly
As
not
all
sure. I
good
don't know how
clerics.
to build a cleric.
Well, remember, you're a war priest, not a regular
Correct.
cleric, right?
Yeah, so I've got wisdom, strength at the top is what I'm thinking. Wisdom, strength, and dex at the top.
Or con. Because remember, con is just as important for hit points.
Yeah, and I was debating. I think we'll do wisdom con. I think that sounds good.
Because if you're wearing heavy enough armor, eventually dexterity doesn't matter.
Right. Well, you got to think. My rogue mentality is not helping
Yes.
because I'm like that helps me so much. It was like, but I don't need it necessarily.
All right, so charisma 9 for start, plus everything else later on.
All right, so 9 for charisma.
But don't write that down yet because it's actually going to be higher. We're just using the rolls up.
Well, now I need to know the roles to put it into the app properly.
Right, you got to wait till we finish this process. All right. The next lowest roll, you got 2 10s.
All right, so intelligence and dexterity.
All right. Now you got a 12.
Strength.
All right. Now you got a 14.
Constitution.
Now you got a 17.
Wisdom.
All right. So before leveling up, you're already sitting at 12, 12, 14, 10, 21, and 11. So at level 5, you get +2 to any 4 stats that are below 18. or +1 if it's above 18. Like you could technically go strength, dexterity, con, and something else.
Let's leave the wisdom where it is.
Yeah, because I don't think
Let's-
above a 21 is going to help you in any way.
Well, let's up Constitution. You said how many do I get to
You get
do?
4. 4 skills, and you get to do this twice. 4 different stats.
Oh, snap. Okay. Constitution, strength. Let's up the intelligence and the charisma. So those are the 4.
All right, and you do that one more time.
All right. This time, let's leave the charisma out of it and just do it at Constitution, strength, dex, and intelligence.
All right. So strength, dexterity, constitution, and intelligence for that last one. So that gives you total stats of a strength of 16, dexterity of 14, constitution of 18, intelligence of 14, wisdom of 21, and a charisma of 13.
Okay.
Who wants to do the next set of rolls, or their entire character? Either one.
Yeah, because I'll be building while y'all do the rest, and then I can tell you what that is later.
If you're using that path builder, I can just import it.
Yeah, I may just send it to you. I just don't know if it'll mess up what we just put in.
Again,
Hopefully not.
I can change all the
No.
stats. As long as you build the main character, it's
Right.
easier to import it and then fix things than it is do it from scratch.
Then that is what we'll do.
You should be able to click the override character creation ability scores and input the numbers you have.
You
And
know
it should
you know
save
how
that
much
with
I've
the
used this.
export. Oh, I know you probably have like 20 characters in
I
there.
have, dude. There's my.
right.
You see my list.
There's 3 of y'all left. Who wants to go next?
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Roll 46. Six, five, five. Six. You get to re-roll the 1. 4. So 6, 5, 5. 16. Next.
Another D4.
Yep.
Do it.
46. 6, 5, 3, 3. So 11, 14. And again. 1, 3, 3, 2. Reroll the 1. 5. So 3, 3, 5. That is 11. Again. 1, 1, 4, 5. Reroll the 2. Reroll that 1 again. So 5, 4, 4. Again. 5, 5, 4. 14. Next. 1, 2, 3, 5. Reroll the 1. 5, 5, 3, 13. Again. 1, 5, 5, 6. Reroll that 1. 6, 6, 5. 17. That should be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Okay. And you are a elf, right?
Right. Sorcerer class.
So dexterity and intelligence. And then sorcerer, I'm assuming is going to be charisma.
Yes.
So Charles, for the import, am I just sending you a string of code, or am I sending you an actual file? 'Cause I'm
What
not
he
seeing a.
thinks it is just a number. It's just a number.
Oh, okay, so you just need the number to.
Yep, my thing can just import it straight in.
Awesome.
So how do we
Your
What?
background?
how do we do that exactly? You know, in the middle of it
We'll
now.
get to that in a second. But what's your
But
background?
artisan.
Artisan. Let's see. Artisan. Strength or intelligence?
I think I went with.
Are you actually saying anything? Because you're speaking away from
I
your camera.
went. I went with intelligence. Sorry, I was trying to find where it popped up at. Yeah, I went with intelligence.
All right, so that's your background stuff. And as a sorcerer, your primary ability is charisma. So, do you want to put your highest stat there?
Yeah, I think I went with that. I think I either went with that or intelligence, but we'll go with the charisma.
Well, you got more bonuses to intelligence.
Yeah, we'll go with charisma.
All right. Now let's go with your lowest stat, 11.
I think that
Strength.
was due to my ancestry boost. It would be my constitution would be my lowest.
So you want it to be your constitution?
Yeah.
All right, your next lowest is 13.
Um, do wisdom.
All right. Now you got two 14s, but more importantly, you have one 16. Which one do you want the 16 on? Your strength, your dexterity, or your intelligence?
Uh, the
Now remember,
intelligence.
you can't wear heavy armor, so dexterity is more beneficial for you.
Yeah, let's do the dexterity for the 16 and then intelligence for the 14.
So strength and intelligence both 14 by default.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now
How did we do equipment? I'm sorry.
we haven't. No equipment's
No
being
equipment yet. All right, just checking, making sure.
Yeah.
Chill out, dude.
Chill,
I just-
man.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
I've actually got part of the story that's going to explain equipment. All right. At level 5, you get to add +2 to 4 of your stats, unless you give it to intelligence, because your intelligence is already an 18. Then it'll be a +1.
Yeah. We'll do strength, constitution, and dexterity then.
So strength, dexterity, constitution, and one more.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. All right, and you get to do that one more time.
We'll stick with those same ones.
Okay. That gives you a final score: strength 18, dexterity 20, constitution 15, intelligence 18, wisdom 17, and charisma 19. And did you design your character on Path Builder?
I did.
Do you have that link for me? Or that number? You
How,
can type it into the chat if you want.
how do we? Where do I find that number?
Ask him.
Yeah, I've never used this, so.
And what is your name again? Because I gotta click the create button and put a name for it before I can import it.
Hang on a second. I got discipline again.
No problem.
Wait, what?
Will, are you trying to talk because you're muted?
I was muted. There we go. It was Riker, is what he had said
Yeah.
previously with no surname.
Oh, all right. My name is Riker.
Yes, he just informed me of that.
Riker. And my backstory is I'm an elf. I was born magical and always had issues controlling my powers. I've been traveling for many years as a sorcerer, learning and gaining strength and knowledge in my spellcasting abilities. I dropped my surname because I was disowned and outcast from my family due to this is may or may not happen. A draconic nature is kind of what I was aiming at, but nevertheless, it was disowned from the family. So I used my life as learning my spell casting and crafting, and using the lore to help others and basically make money to survive over the years.
Okay. So now, Thor, can you help him export his JSON?
Yeah, let's see. You have your path. Are you doing it? Shouldn't matter. You should be able to just click the little 3 lines on the top left,
Yeah,
and then click export character.
yeah.
Did it give you options?
Yep, I got export character sheet, stat block, share character length, and export to Foundry VTT.
That's that last one. Export to Foundry VTT.
Okay.
JSON is the coding language that is used.
All right.
It should give you a number, and the
Should be
number
a
is what you.
6-digit number.
It says you have to upgrade to full version of Android Pathfinder to remove
Oh,
all adverts.
boo.
So likely only
Hey,
Will and I can
export.
do it.
Try export your character sheet, or export your stat block.
Yeah, you may be able to send it to one of us.
Yeah.
It takes me to a like OneDrive situation.
Yeah, that's
Is
the
there
cloud.
Is there a share option? Because if you
Yeah, the
share it to
third
us,
one should be
and
share
then with
character
your,
by link.
Hey.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then I believe that it is in my Discord, other Discord. But if I move my Discord, then it's gonna shift everybody's picture. So let's try another thing.
Yeah, this actually says it's only talking about the instructions for this import utility is only talking about the web app, not the phone app.
Yeah,
Because it even specifies refresh the web browser.
because I did it on my phone.
Yeah. Did it let you share? Can you try sharing it to our Discord?
When I copy the link, ooh, let's try this. Let's throw this into. And paste. Send. There you go.
I'm guessing, Core, you're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, and that
Yeah, I'll
is
give
in
it a go.
the
Let me
Shard
look.
Hunters only chat. But I think some of the stuff is going to be a little
Yes,
different
it
based off
has
of the
it.
role.
I will. Let me. Oh,
I think based off the roles, it
so
shifts it up a little bit.
let me save it.
Sorry, Millie.
Okay, it actually is giving the same number, 115546. So now that I have saved it and clicked export, that might be the main one.
115546.
Yep.
We'll see if it imports. Riker level 10. So apparently you can only have one out at a time, basically.
Yes. So good to know. And good for everyone to know there's a way around it.
Yeah.
I know me and Derek
Oh
use
wow!
this a lot
One
with
second.
our home
Hold on.
games with our kids, which is why I have the full app, which is $5?
Yeah.
Question mark? Maybe
Yeah.
6. But
Okay, Core. Hold on for a second. Previously, when someone did specialty crafting, it's just specialty crafting. We don't know what it means. It could be anything. Because he has specialty crafting, it's now popping up a box in here saying, "What do you want that specialty to be?"
ooh,
Alchemy, artistry, blacksmithing, bookmaking, glassmaking, leatherworking, pottery, shipbuilding, stonemasonry, tailoring, weaving, or woodworking.
So Mo, by the way, the skill associated with crafting is intelligence. So you might not want to have intelligence as a dump stat.
His intelligence is 19.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a beautiful intelligence.
Yeah, no, I was thinking
Unlike
I was
me.
thinking magic, intelligence, wisdom, I was thinking,
Yeah.
along the lines of that kind of stuff. So
Cool.
that's why, yeah.
Actually, the stats have gotten wrong, so I'll fix them in a minute.
Okay.
His
Yeah,
So
intelligence
that's
I guess
is 18.
that's just a tip for anyone that wants to make a character in Pathfinder is,
Right.
you know, you
Now,
get your two main stats that you want for your character and then look at your skills, and typically it's charisma, intelligence, there's like one or two dexterity and like one strength.
okay. Now, a card, you have to choose one of these. Alchemy, artistry, blacksmithing, bookmaking, glassmaking, leatherworking, pottery, shipbuilding, stonemasonry, tailoring, weaving, or woodworking. What are you specialized in?
I'm liking alchemy. I think that would be beneficial.
You're going to brew potions.
Yeah. I think that would
All
be
right.
very beneficial.
All right. The things that don't work, no valid option for Ancestral Paragon. Uh, the following items could not be added: Seer Elf, Cantrip Expansion, Special Sky, or Special Grim Tendrils. So there's going to be some things we have to fix on you.
Yeah, I think the sky is the draconic bloodline type. I was just
We'll get to there.
yeah.
I got to start one page of this at a time.
Oh no, you're fine, but I'm just saying like there was
I
some
don't
stuff that I
think
was like,
Sky was in the core rule book or the
No,
advanced player's
Sky's not a
guide.
dragon type, actually.
It might be in one of the other books. It's
But
just a
it's
book we
actually not
don't
a
have.
dragon that's in the world, so it wouldn't matter.
yeah.
The dragon has to be in the world to have children for it to be a type.
Yeah, I just saw it just gave the definitions like the good metallic dragons, the primal dragons, and then the imperial dragons. So I was just, but they, of all the three sets, they had the same basic. They have ones that correlate with all of the elements, I guess, for each one of those sects or
Yeah,
sections.
but not all of them exist in reality.
Yeah, oh no, I'm
So
just saying
to
that
stick
was
with, so Sky is electricity, so you can either be a bronze, which is good, or blue, which is the evil chromatic. So
yeah.
bronze or
That's what I was saying. Like, we'll just get as close as can.
bronze.
I wasn't sure all what was out there.
We'll get
So
to that
yeah,
when we get to that.
yeah.
One thing at a time. All right, your stats are now set. Your ancestry did not get loaded over. So that is elf. All right, and your heritage did not get going over.
Oh, I also kind of went with a occult heavy build on this one as well. Occultism has always worked out for me as a car, so I figured I'll stick with it. We had some pretty clutch moments with occultism. We were fighting what was it, the golem? Hit him with this, and that's my turn. I'll waste the action on that.
It's not wasted if it's useful.
Oh yeah, I mean, but I'll use an action to.
Okay, so seer elf. Oh, and your background didn't actually flow over. Let's put that in there. It was the artisan, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All your stats are there. Everything looks decent. Let's make sure all the pages have everything where it's supposed to be. We'll get to your spells in a while.
Yeah, that was something that, yeah, I just
You're
filled
a
in
master
stuff.
of athletics. You chose athletics for your mastery?
Uh, yeah, I think I was trying to, because
May-
I knew that
may
strength
not
was one
have
of
the
my weaker
stats
ones.
set.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Well,
was
you
trying
actually
to,
have decent strength, so.
yeah. Oh no, like that's. I was trying to
You're
balance
one of the most
out.
buff sorcerers I've seen.
Hey, Core is a sorcerer. Light.
Because you get plus 20 to athletics, plus 17 to acrobatics, plus 18 to arcana.
You may want to put that into crafting or occultism.
He's got plus 16 to crafting. And he's only trained in it.
He's only trained in it.
Yeah, normally when I make characters, I try to make it as evenly spread out so that anything that might arise, I can decently do something. And I
That's the
noticed
good
some,
thing about being in a party.
yeah. Well, I noticed some of the things too that
Oh,
some of the skill feats, if I'm
none
just
of your feats transferred.
oh fun.
No class feats, no ancestry feats, none of that. All you have is specialty crafting.
Interesting.
All right, so let me pull out the book. Because you get a level 1. You pull up your sheet on your thing. What does it say you have for your ancestry feats?
Nimble elf.
Hold on, I gotta pull up that tab. Where is it at?
Your muscles are tightly honed. Your speed increases by 5 feet.
I'm guessing because your elf race didn't come over,
Hmm.
it didn't automatically import them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, nimble elf was level 1.
Yeah.
All right, what was level 5?
Level 5 was it was an ancestry feat, and I chose Fey influence, but I don't know if that would, I don't know where that would come from. It says rare, but it looked interesting. But I might have to choose something else.
Wait a minute. Let me pull up the elf section.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, it didn't come from the main book.
Yeah, I think it's looks like it's PSS 17. So I might have to pick another one.
What did it come from, you say?
PSS 17 is the little thing at the bottom. I
Hold
don't,
on. Let
yeah.
me
Sounds
pull up.
like Pathfinder Society.
Yeah, if it's society, we might not use it. Let
Okay.
me pull up the elf on the actual Pathfinder second edition page because it'll list all the feats, ancestry feats for it. And it'll even say exactly where they came from. There's Fey influence. Yeah, it's from a single scenario.
Mm, okay.
Options you have instead of that, because there's a bunch. Da, 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 da. Ancestral Suspicion, Defiance unto Death, Elven Instincts. What does that do?
+2 to perception checks. Made as
As
initiate.
part of your initiative.
Yeah.
And if it's tied with that of an opponent, you go to first.
I like that one. Let's go with that one.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, there were so many things, and I was just kind of going through what sounded cool. I didn't have time to look at every single thing.
Is that Elven Instincts? Is that what that was? Yep.
Right.
All right, and your level 9 one?
Okay. Let's see what I have for level 9. Martial Experience. That's APG.
That's Advanced Player Guide. Let's see if I can find it. Martial Experience. You've crossed blades with a wide variety of foes, wielding a wide variety of weapons. You've learned the basics of fighting with nearly all of them. When wielding a weapon you aren't proficient with, treat your level as your proficiency bonus. That's annoying, but it works. Do you want that?
Yeah, let's go with that. Is it annoying for me or for you?
Annoying for the system.
Well, I can pick something else if I need to.
No, it works fine.
Okay.
Wait, where did that go? What was that again?
Martial Experience.
Martial Experience. All right. Now let's go look at your class feats. So we turn to the sorcerer. Okay. And are you staying a pure sorcerer the whole way?
I think so.
Okay. It's a lot simpler to do that, especially your first time through as a spellcaster. All right. Wow, none of your class features even made it through. Hold on. Class features. You get a bloodline. And draconic, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Sky is listed here, but you may want to go with something more common, like he said, either bronze or.
Yeah, I was gonna go with electricity base, so the bronze.
Is bronze the electric one?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your bloodline. You get sorcerer spellcasting. That's kind of weird that it lists a level 1 sorcerer feat, but in the book it doesn't say you get a level 1 sorcerer feat.
Yeah, it doesn't say that I have one on here either.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull up the sorcerer page online to see if that's in the errata. Because sometimes they just did a typo. But the website is usually up to date on it. No, it does not list you having one. Yeah, only at second level and up do you get them. So for level 1, we've gotten everything. Now for level 2, you get a sorcerer feat, a general feat. No, just a sorcerer feat and a skill feat.
Yeah.
What did you have for your level 2?
Catfall for skill feat.
That's a skill. I'm looking at the wrong table. Catfall. And your sorcerer feat?
Familiar.
Now, why does it not list regular? It just says familiar witch. Yeah, well, it counts. All right, level 3, a general feat and a skill increase. So just a general feat.
Yeah, I think I did. That was the Ancestral Paragon, which is whether through instinct, study, or magic you feel deeper connection to your ancestry, you gain one first level ancestry feat.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. I figured out what I did wrong with the previous thing. Wrong thing, wrong spot. Third level, a general feat. And you, sorry, what was that again? Ancestral?
Ancestral Paragon, which gives me an ancestry feat.
Ancestral Paragon, because I can't spell the word ancestral. Okay, so what did you get with that?
Wild Born Magic.
Wildborn magic. Now, when we add these ancestral things, it actually pops up a box asking me what it was for. Previously, we just had to, I renamed things so that we knew what it meant.
Yeah, and this is
I like it much better now.
adding.
Okay, so that's that for now. That's level 3. Level 4, a skill feat and a sorcerer feat.
I did Root Magic.
Root magic. Is that a class feat?
I think that's skill feat.
Skill feat?
Yeah. And then Split Shot was the class feat. I'll be
Okay.
right back. My family needs something.
Well, I don't see that as anything in there, so hold on while I go look for that. Split shot. Okay.
Why is there stuff in his thing that's about shooting? That's dangerous for him. Well, for us.
Get shot in the back with a spell this time.
It's probably going to happen.
All right, I'm back.
He's going to
Definitely.
be like, fireball. There goes Peyton's hair.
Okay, that was level
Nuts.
4. Now for level 5. Ancestry feat and a skill increase.
I went with Elven Instincts, which gives me +2 circumstance bonus to perception checks. Or no, did we already do that one?
Yeah.
I don't think it. Okay, so
Oh, sorry. Ancestry feat's already done.
okay.
So a skill increase. That's actually it. 5th level. 6th level. A skill feat and a sorcerer feat.
I did Tattoo Artist. I don't know. That's SOM. I don't know if that's. It just sounded interesting because you can do magical tattoos.
That's Secret of Magic. That's he doesn't have that book.
Okay. Well, we gotta pick another one on that then. Oh, I don't know.
Hey Mo, you can go into your settings on Path Builder. What is it gonna be? Are you doing this on your phone?
Yeah.
Let me bring it up. To your phone, to character options. It should be like the 3rd thing down.
Yeah.
So at the top left, the 3 lines, character
no.
options. And then at the top it says manage available rulebooks.
Yeah.
Advanced Player's Guide, Core Rulebook, Game Mastery Guide. Those are the 3. The
Core.
rest of them can be, yes.
Sorry. Mo.
Yeah.
Got him to shut up.
What was that? Which feat was that tattoo? Is that a skill or a class feat?
That is a. I believe that was a skill feat.
All right. Your 6th level skill feat, Advanced Bloodline, Diverting Vortex, Energetic Resonance, or Spell Relay, or Steady Spellcasting.
I don't know what any of those do.
Well, let's see. I can click on each one of them and tell you.
Make a choice now.
Advanced Bloodline increases your focus pool and gives you the Advanced Bloodline spell.
Okay.
And let's see, what is your Bloodline spell actually, since it's on here? Your Advanced Bloodline spell. Bloodline spell initial advance would be Dragon Breath.
Yes, please.
Breathe lightning. Here we go.
Yeah, I thought that would sound nice.
Yeah, I don't need to hear the other ones. I don't even want to hear the other ones. I don't want to see what I missed out on. I like that. Or don't stand in front of me. I can't control this.
Oh, well,
And now your
course.
skill feat was?
Cantrip expansion. I don't know.
This is the beauty of not
That's
getting
also
with
cool,
each
really.
other ahead of time and talking about what you're gonna do. Because I was so excited because my character is also going to have dragon breath.
Yes.
Dude, I've been working so hard on core trying to get those. I didn't care about the claws, but I wanted the breath and the wings, and it's not in the cards for them. I even thought about trying to pick up Dragon Disciple, but it's just
That's
it
because you
won't work.
starting to do the multi-class into the.
Dude, I'm multi-class into multi-class and
Yeah.
the tri-class into the quad class. I'm like, I have no actual abilities.
Hold on a second. Cantrip expansion might not be available.
Okay.
You're the old jack of all trades, master of none.
Pulling up. It looks like cantrip expansion may actually be a spellcaster, a class feat.
Yeah, it is a class feat.
We're looking at skill feats.
Oh, okay.
A level 6 skill feat.
Those are two different words.
Oh, I thought that
Try-
was what we with the dragon breath.
No, that was
uh,
your class feat.
oh, okay. Yeah, see, I got backwards. So, oh yeah, that was the we were talking about the tattoo artist. So,
So did you have a different skill feat for level 6?
no, I didn't know what else can I get because it's showing me a whole huge list of everything.
Magical shorthand.
Let me pull up skill feats. That would be the easiest way to do it.
Do you already have arcane
700
sense?
tabs open here.
Elijah, you got two headphones on or one right now?
One.
Just curious.
What?
What's happening?
You don't know.
Nothing. Grandpa was talking about you rocking out.
Okay. Skill feats, there are thousands of them.
Let's go with magical shorthand. I have read into that one. That one looked pretty interesting. I can you take 10 minutes per spell level to learn a
Let's
spell
see.
rather than an hour per spell level.
Okay, sure. That works.
Yeah, I didn't pick that one initially because I didn't know how long the character was going to go, and that seemed like one of those. But now that we're possibly doing a
Well,
secondary,
I have plans that these characters are going to be here for the long haul.
okay, yeah, that's more beneficial then, because a lot of the stuff I had was just basically geared to a one-off type thing.
Well,
Okay.
what's interesting is I think a lot of us thought that way, and now we're gonna have these forever.
Yeah,
There'll still be
Alright.
one-off or one-shot characters. There will just be a repeatable.
yeah.
All right. Level 7 general feat.
Um, I have ward medic here, but it's saying that prerequisites aren't met on my end.
Ward medic.
Yeah,
You studied large medical ward, treating several patients. Blah 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 blah. You got to be an expert in medicine,
yeah.
and you are
Trained.
trained, so
Yeah.
you can't be a ward medic unless you want to swap one of your master experts.
No, it's all right.
You don't need the athletics.
For a wizard, for a sorcerer. What?
You don't need it. I'll help you. You don't need it. If you're using it, you're an interesting sorcerer.
Again, he's burly. He's 18 strength. He's one of the strongest humans elves that comes around.
That is extremely burly elf.
Yeah, he's gonna be doing some weird stuff. He's gonna be like, he's gonna trip him and then do a spell in his nose. That's how close he's gonna be.
So much to choose from, Lord.
Yes. You could get your battle medicine.
Yeah, let's do that.
I think. I believe you have the prerequisites for that.
I think that's just trained.
Yep, trained in medicine.
Yeah.
At least it still goes to kind of what you wanted it for.
Yeah. I like to have the ability to try to help folks.
All right. Now for level 8, a sorcerer feat.
Uh, Diverting Vortex.
Say what?
Yeah.
It's in the advanced player's guide.
Your most recent action was to cast a non-cantrip spell. You transfer vestiges of magical energy into the air around you, creating a vortex that deflects range attacks until the start of your next turn. You gain +1 status bonus to AC against ranged weapon attacks and physical ranged unarmed attacks.
But that's not on the list of sorcerer's feats.
Oh, fun.
Where did it come from?
Advanced Player's Guide.
Yeah.
It's a class feat, but it's not listed on the website. Wow. Oh, it's level 6. Am I looking at the wrong level?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It's
the
level,
third list. Okay, it was a level
level
8 one,
6.
but I don't see it under level 8. Yes, you are correct. It is Advanced Player's Guide, and it is good. All right, and you get a level 8 skill feat.
And I took this one out of Core's book, uh, Heightened Wrestler. You have to be trained in athletics. You can attempt to disarm, grapple, shove, or trip characters or creatures up to 2 sizes larger than you, or up to 3 sizes larger than you if it's legendary in athletics.
Oh yeah, I'm used to that one because that's
Yeah.
one Winky had too.
Yeah. So I'm
All
just
right.
gonna like touch people's face and cast straight like trip. Boom. Yeah, because I wanted to stay out of the background if necessary, because I did Ranger with the others, so I was gonna try a
right.
little different.
Level 10 skill feat and a class feat.
Class feat, Energy Fusion. That's APG.
Fusion. As long as you don't have to do a stupid dance when you do it.
Yeah, I try to stay away from those like the flourishing stuff. Like I don't want to dance. I just want to
And
attack.
that's a class feat, right?
Correct.
Okay. And then for your skill feat,
Armor Assist.
armor assist.
Yes. That's also APG.
You're back to help yourself and others don heavy armor. Oh, okay. So you can help get the champion into his armor a bit faster. Okay, that looks like all your skills and feats now. We'll get to your spells later.
Okay,
But you
yeah.
were up.
Yeah, yeah, you're gonna have to help me with the spell stuff.
Yeah.
I got lost in the sea
At
of
first,
spells.
I'm just going to give you all your spells, and then later on, you can keep them. All right. So we got Elijah and Nita. Don't jump in. Who goes first?
Rock, paper, scissors.
You're muted if you're talking.
Sorry, I'm walking the wife through how to take apart my speaker setup. She's at the party DJing.
Hey, y'all don't get it wrong. She's the one that roped him into it at the beginning.
Ah.
I heard this story at the party this morning. She was like, "I gotta DJ this party. I said, oh, so Peyton brought you into it?" And she was like, "Well, actually, he got himself out of the mess I put him in." I was like, "Well, that sounds fair."
All right, I'll be back.
Charles, I sent you a message on
I
Facebook.
see it.
Okay. Yes.
So again, I guess Elijah, you'll go since Peyton is busy right now.
Okay.
So let's get ready to roll some dice. So roll 46. No. Those are invisible to see, so no.
What just happened?
Your dice have no colorings because you never gave them text color.
I
I mean,
saw
he at least rolled a 19. We don't know what.
I
Well,
saw a
See,
one.
it was a 6, a 6, a 1, and a 6.
All right,
What?
I figured out how to read it.
Okay, how do I switch my dice color?
Just forget it for now. Roll another 46.
Yeah, because
I'll
we can
tell you
click
what
it
is.
in the thing. He's got black on black.
I don't know how to change it.
You
You
rolled
should've-
1, 3, 2, 2. So re-roll 1d6.
Okay.
Do it
Again.
Do it again.
Again. 5.
That's
So
a pretty
you
good
got
jump.
5, a 3, and a 2. So that's 10. 4d6. You got 6, 4, 3, 3. So that is 13.
So another 46.
Yep. A 19, which was 6, 6, 2, 5. So that gives you 17. Again. 4, 4, 2, 5. So that is 13. One more. 6, 3, 3, 5. So that gives you 9, 14. That's your last one. What's your race again?
Human.
Human. So as a human being,
Bean.
you get to choose 2 abilities to boost from your heritage. So strength, dex, constitution, intelligence, or wisdom. What is your class again?
Ranger.
He's gonna be the newer car.
So strength, dexterity, or constitution probably is one of the more important ones for you.
Constitution. One of the more
Constitution.
ones. Yeah.
And what else? One more.
Strength.
Strength. All right. Now, what was your background?
Hunter.
Hunter. And did you have a name for him yet? So I can go ahead and start the character sheet.
His name's Matt.
Remember mac and cheese?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, that tickled me when she posted that. Winky Dinky and mac and cheese.
Okay. And with that background, let's see, Hunter. That is dexterity or wisdom for your next boost.
30.
Dexterity.
Doing great, Eli.
All right, and now for Ranger. Strength or dexterity?
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 Yeah.
Because that dexterity affects your use of ranged weapons. And as a ranger, that's going to be one of your bigger focuses than running up and beating on them with a hammer.
Yeah, dexterity.
Okay. So now, your lowest stat is a 10.
Okay.
Do you want it to do for your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma?
Charisma.
Charisma? All right. Then your next lowest is you have a pair of 13s, which you could do both intelligence and wisdom with that.
Yeah,
So-
that sounds good.
all right. Now you have a 14. If you put it on dexterity, your dexterity will start at 18.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
That sounds a lot better than.
Now, which one of the either your strength or your constitution will start at 18?
What does Constitution do again?
Hit points.
Hit
And how
point.
much do you resist poison?
Constitution.
All right. That leaves 17 for strength. So before boosting, before leveling up, you were a 19 strength, 18 dexterity, 20 constitution, 13 intelligence, 13 wisdom, and 10 charisma. At level 5, you got to add +2 to 4 of the skills. With the exception of dexterity and constitution, they would only get a +1. So which 4 skills do you want to boost?
I'm still thinking. Charisma.
Charisma. 3 more.
Strength.
Strength. 2 more.
Dexterity.
Good choice. 1 more.
And intelligence.
Intelligence. All right, and you get to do that 1 more time. So 4 more.
Constitution.
All right. 3 more.
Wisdom.
All right. 2 more.
Intelligence.
1 more.
Hmm.
Remember, dexterity will do your attacks. To hit.
Dexterity again. Yeah.
All right. So you start off with a 20 strength, 20 dexterity, 21 constitution, 17 intelligence, 15 wisdom, and 12 charisma.
Okay.
And do we have a link for you?
What do you mean?
Did you
The
go?
import-
He did it on his own phone.
Okay.
You might be able to set up something to send out. Peyton's not there. Do you see how to export it?
Export character.
Yeah, share a link and then put it in the Discord.
If you need to do that.
Well, I haven't finished it yet because I didn't know we were starting at level 10. I only did level 1.
Well, then we
Oh.
have to do it fully now.
Yeah.
All right, then. Let's start. So your class is Ranger. Let's drag that in there. All right. What do you want your hunter's edge to be? Flurry, outwit, or precision?
What they do?
Precision is archery. Flurry is two-handed weapon fighting. Outwit is actually being smarter than the enemy and harder to pull off. You might want to pick with precision.
Precision.
All right. And you are a human.
A human.
A human.
And your heritage.
Oh, hey, Core. Now that we have these other characters, we might need to build a new backdrop.
That's what I've been working on
Okay.
while you
And you
guys have
only
been
need
talking.
artwork for each person, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys will have to do your own Hero Forge, though.
Okay.
Already done mine. Blah, blah, blah.
I haven't done mine yet, so.
I just got to do cutouts.
What? Sorry about that.
All right. Your choices for heritage are skilled or versatile.
What are those?
Skilled allows you to train in a wide variety of skills. And then versatile allows you to gives you an extra general feat.
Skilled.
Skilled?
Skilled.
Skilled heritage. And that allows you to gain one extra trained skill, which at 5th level automatically becomes an expert skill. So that's cool. And your background was Hunter. Are you male?
Yes.
How old? Most people are in their 20s anytime. It doesn't really matter. Your choice.
I don't think I put any of that info in there.
27.
Sure. Okay, let's put in your stats now.
My half orc is 21, I believe.
How long does a cat folk live?
9 years.
So they die they die in 1 year. Makes sense.
All right, your stats are put in. All right, let's go to the ranger now and start going through that. All right, you automatically are trained in nature and trained in survival, and it automatically did all that stuff. Awesome. Just dragging the class to your sheet automatically does stuff now. I like it. All right, so level 1, you get an ancestry feat. Didn't you already pick one? Since you did level 1? Yeah, you should have an ancestry feat and a class feat on your sheet already.
I don't know how to say this one. Gloomseer?
Huh?
I don't know how to say it.
You said it right.
Oh.
Gloom Seer. Yeah.
What did he say though? I never heard it.
Gloomseer.
Gloom seer.
Gloom. Okay.
I already said that.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I said.
it's slurred.
I could not hear it very well. Was the problem? All right. Gloomseer. Okay, character guide. I see that now. If I can't spell it because I can't hear what you're saying, I was like, Bloom? He looks at flowers? Huh. Okay, interesting one. And then your level 1 class feat.
I chose hunted shot.
Hunted shot. All right.
Hunted.
All right. That is there. Now at level 2, you get a ranger feat and a skill feat.
Okay. I've not done level 2 yet.
Right. So a level 2 ranger feat. Let me pull those up. The website is a great tool for this too.
If you pulled my stuff earlier, Charles, you may want to pull it again because I updated some stuff.
You gave me the number.
It's the same number.
Oh no, I
It's
not done
if you
that.
haven't pulled it, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I have not. All right, at level 2, your choices, Elijah, are a favored terrain. I'm just going to say them first, then you can ask if you think one sounds interesting. Hunter's Aim, Magic Hide, Monster Warden, Quick Draw, Relentless Stalker. No, that's a special one. Snare Hopping, Wild Empathy.
What's quick draw?
Quick Draw allows you just to pull out arrows without having to use actions.
I'm gonna do that one.
It's one
That's
of the
what he
things Car
uses.
has.
Oh yeah, it's
That's
nice.
It allows you to shoot much faster.
allows you to shoot 3 times instead of shooting twice. Right?
Or
Yeah.
once, because you see Hatala's situation half the time.
All right, now for a skill feat. Now this, there are hundreds and thousands, and they're all over the place, and oh wait, while we're here, let's go ahead and do your original proficiencies. I forgot about that. Skills nature, skills survival. Let's see, nature, survival. A number of additional skills equal to 4 plus your intelligence modifier. But your intelligence, you boosted that. So your intelligence modifier was only a +2 at first. So 4 plus your intelligence modifier. 6 skills. Currently, you only have nature and survival trained. You might want to do things like stealth or medicine or athletics.
I'm gonna do stealth
Stealth?
and athletics and acrobatic.
All right. That's 3. You get 3 more.
Medicine,
All right. 2 more.
survival.
You've already got it for free.
Oh. I'm thinking.
You got deception, intimidation, arcana, occultism.
I'm gonna do deception.
Deception. 1 more. Ooh, you get good bonuses to deception. Pretty decent.
So
Do you want to do arcana, crafting, diplomacy,
crafting.
crafting?
That's what he knows.
Well, it would also, you're a ranger, so keeping your own stuff in good repair would be something you'd want to do. All right, that's all your initial stuff. And that's all of level 2 stuff. Now for level 3 stuff. Oh, and you get 1 skill to be trained extra that automatically would become expert because you're higher enough level. So what skill did you get boosted because of your being a human?
Mm,
Like
You
he's gonna
might think
remember that.
that the reason a car got occultism is that helps you know monsters. Did you hear me, Elijah?
oh, 'cause it helps him know monsters. I heard.
So you want to try to do that so you can identify monsters and know how best to fight them?
Yeah.
All right, then that gives you automatically to expert on that. All right. So now we're on to level 3. You get a general feat, and one of your skills get to go up. All right, you can choose to take one of your trained skills and make it expert, or you can gain a new trained skill.
Mm,
So do you want to boost one of your acrobatics, athletics, nature, survival?
I'm gonna boost acrobatics.
Acrobatics?
Yeah.
All right, so you now are an expert acrobatics. And then you get a general feat. And again, there's hundreds of these, so hold on, I'll pull up the list.
Did we do the general feat for level 2?
you It's a level 3 general feat.
Yeah, but
You didn't get a level 2 one.
Oh.
You got a skill feat. You can improvise repair. Pick up the pace.
what's improvised repair?
It allows you to quickly patch a broken item even if you don't have the right stuff to repair it.
I'll do that one.
All right. Because again, as a ranger, that would make sense. Because you might be lost in the woods and need a weapon. And didn't you pick a skilled feat and I just not put it in there? I can't remember.
Is that what he was asking about earlier?
Yeah, that's right. You were right. We missed your feet. I apologize, Elijah. You were absolutely correct.
Everybody note this day down in your calendar. Elijah was correct.
Hello.
Hello.
I my Discord glitched out.
Ah,
Well, uh-oh.
what?
Did he do that on purpose? Did you do that on purpose, Eli?
No.
You've got because of your acrobatics, one of the options you can get is nimble crawling, crawl faster. Let's see, is there any more for acrobatics? There's usually 2 of them. Acrobatics, catfall, quick squeeze, steady balance, or nimble crawl. Although maintaining your balance, the steady balance may actually be beneficial.
Yeah, I think I'll do that one. That one will use.
Can you use it to not hit us in the back with arrows?
Do that.
He can't promise that. No one can.
Yeah, clearly nobody
I
can.
have a clean slate. I have nothing.
You have
I
a clean slate. Don't get too cocky. That was the car's problem from the beginning.
Oh wow, that actually means you're not flat-footed if you're balancing on uneven or narrow surfaces. And if you get a success, it's automatically a critical success. All right, that was level 2 and level 3.
For anything?
No, for balancing.
Oh.
All right, level 4, you get a ranger feat and a skill feat. Let's see, what ranger feats are available? Wow, animal feature?
What?
Well, don't let him know about animal stuff, Charles. He's gonna be talking to the animals again.
It gives him a focus spell of animal feature.
What does
You
that
can
mean?
gain cat eyes, or claws like a cat,
Oh,
or
that's
jaws
cool.
like a something.
That's weird.
How's that weird?
Look, you would get that, and it would look like that, and you would look weird.
You don't do it all the time. It's like The
Oh.
Witcher. You can make yourself engage animal eyes.
I didn't know you could do that with The Witcher. I don't play that game.
The Witcher drinks
He
potions to
drinks
do
those
it.
potions and gains an ability.
I didn't know that.
It's in the show. That's all I've seen.
I don't watch the show. I'm not allowed to.
I never. Well,
Gains
yeah, you're not.
crime.
My younger ones are definitely not allowed to watch The Witcher.
Yes.
Maybe with some censoring.
So let's see. Hunter's Luck.
What does Hunter's Luck do?
It gives you a spell called Hunter's Luck.
Okay.
Oh, you can actually, if you have that spell, you could cast that spell, and then you get to roll twice, taking whichever one's better for remembering something about a monster.
I'll do that.
Nice.
That's nice.
That worked out great when we were starting to grab bacon for some reason. It's like, let me check my brain again.
Doesn't that help keep the ghost away?
Oh, it does now. At least in all of our characters' heads.
What ghost?
We firmly believe that. Eve was so certain.
Hold on, I gotta look that up one thing, because the spell feature. Hunter's Luck. Whatever. There we go. Figure all that stuff out later. All right, that was your level 4 Hunter's Luck. Now you get a level 4 skill feat. Thorough search. Pick up the pace. Terrifying presence. No. Robust recovery. You're not an expert. What are you an expert in? You are an expert in acrobatics and occultism. Let's see if there's an occultism one. This is slightly annoying. Having to flip through the book still. Nope. Battleman. Combat climber. Hefty holler. Quick jump. Cat fall. You want to treat your falls as if they're shorter?
Sure. I'm wondering if we're gonna get to play any today.
At this point, probably not. We might. We might get some story started, but definitely no combat or anything.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to get used to the characters anyway.
Yeah.
Look over them, fine tune them.
All right, level 6. You get a ranger feat and a skill feat. Oh wait, level 5 also had an ancestral feat. We didn't get that, did we? Natural ambition. You could get an extra first level feat for your class if you choose Natural Ambition,
An
which could
extra.
be either an Animal Companion, Crossbow Ace, or pick Monster Hunter.
What's Monster Hunter do?
Huh?
What's Monster Hunter do?
Monster Hunter, you swiftly assess your prey. As part of using your hunt prey, you can use your skill to go ahead and figure out the weaknesses.
Cool, I'll do that. That's cool.
All right. So that is. Oh, what did I say the name of that stupid thing? Natural Ambition. And Monster Hunter. It even allows you to pick it, so it's all right there. Oh, I love that. That is such a nice feature. Now we're on to level 6, finally. All right, level 6 Ranger feat.
I was worried I missed something.
You didn't miss anything.
Nope. Oh, wow. If you're going to focus on what you can remember, additional recollection. You can scan a battlefield quickly, remembering critical details about multiple opponents.
Mm-hmm. I'll do that. That's nice.
Wow, that's actually pretty handy. Because normally you'd have to use one check on each one as an action.
Like one of those robots.
All right, and now you get your extra skill feat. This is a level 6 skill feat, so they're starting to get powerful.
Why did they do that?
What level are we in the main game? Game
Sorry
A, I
about
believe.
that, guys.
We're going to be 10th.
10.
We're gonna be 10 in this one.
But in the
Who's-
main game, what
You're
level?
going to be leveling up soon, most likely.
I mean, we just fought like 3 dudes in a row. One of them we
Boss
fought like
level.
6 times in a row.
Yes, one of them you defeated 4 times, so each of those counts as a full defeat.
We are level 8.
Ooh, yeah.
Most of us right
I
now.
need to start looking at my level 8 stuff. I'm
Well,
probably yeah, because I'm barely halfway through 7.
I'm not in the XP at all because I've beaten bosses in games and I've got like 24 XP. Oh.
William, I
Hmm.
posted Zago Pakad's clear into the Dropbox.
Sweet.
Hey, Elijah, is there another skill you want to be trained in? Because that's one of your skill feats you can get.
Sure.
You have left Arcana, Diplomacy, Intimidation,
Oh crap!
Society,
Don't use that
Thievery,
I'm
Religion.
intimidation. Intimidation.
All right, so let's give you that skill feat.
That's a lot of skills I know.
Yeah, you're basically going to be knowing a little bit of everything.
Just wait till you play a rogue. Rogues get so many skills.
All right. Level 6. That's the end of level 6. Now for level 7. Level 7. You get a general feat, another skill increase.
Something I realized is if D&D characters didn't have turn-based combat, everybody would be dead because how powerful some skills are.
All right. You got your skill increase. Which do you want to increase? One of your skills. The one you got highest was the
All right, Will, I updated it.
Okay.
acrobatics. You can increase one of your other skills, or you can increase either acrobatics or your occultism.
Hmm.
You could become a master of occultism since you seem to be rolling towards that.
I'm gonna increase my crafting.
All right, so crafting will become expert.
Yeah.
All right. And now you get that general feat. Impeccable crafter. Influence nature. Master in crafting. Inventor. Oh, here's a good one. You're not a master in acrobatics, are you?
What was it? If I was.
It's called Kip Up. You can stand up without as a free action, so you don't have to use an action.
Ooh, that's nice. You might want to
Ooh.
write that down if you ever level up.
I mean, actually, since we're going to 10, this is like 7, right? Or is this 6?
This is 7, but you won't get another general feat.
Yeah.
Oh wait, technically that's a skill feat, so you could get it next skill feat. But
But I-
actually, no, you'll never advance your skills again, will you?
If I can advance my skills once more time,
No.
I'm gonna get.
You'd have to do that at level 12.
Oh.
Otherwise, you'll have to drop your crafting and raise up your acrobatics.
Hmm. We seem to be on the ground a lot in the other game. Hmm.
Yeah, if you put your crafting back to trained and increase your acrobatics to master, you get plus 21 to acrobatics, and then you can get the Kip Up, which means you basically hop up real quick like ninjas do and things like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. That sounds really cool.
All right. That was level 7. Level 8, you get a ranger feat and a skill feat.
All right.
Level 8, we're getting up in there now. Deadly aim. Hazard finder and innate ability to sense hazards. Warden's Boon. By pointing out vulnerabilities, you grant an ally benefits from your hunting ability. Let's see what that means.
I didn't even understand that.
Yeah, you grant the benefits of Hunt Prey and Hunter's Edge to one of your allies until the end of their next turn.
I think I'm gonna go with that. That sounds nice.
Yeah, that actually does sound pretty handy.
Aren't those? But aren't those only range skills? So they would have to have a range weapon if I did that.
No. Hunter's Prey and Hunter's Edge. You train the first time you're hit your hunted prey in a round, you deal a 1d8 precision damage.
So it's an extra 1d8 damage.
Yeah. It's
Okay, yeah.
basically like a sneak attack for a rogue.
Okay, yeah, that sounds nice. I think that's good.
That just reminded me, I'm not gonna have sneak attack. There goes sneak attack.
I mean, you'll still have it, but not with this character.
Yeah, that's true. We're not getting rid of those characters. So that's yeah.
I mean, why would we get rid of characters are middle of a midlife crisis?
All right. Your level 8 skill now. Skill feat. Let's see. Acrobatics mastery? Oh, that's for if you can fly. No.
I get a plus like 21 for acrobatics.
Uh-huh.
That's insane.
Oh, you're an expert. You're an expert in occultism. There are not many skill choices. You can crawl faster. You can leap stronger. Jump further and higher.
I think we've ever crawled playing D&D.
Are you? You're just simply trained. Trained in nature. You can train animals. Train stalker. Train expertise. Survey wildlife. You already got that for free. Already got steady balanced. You can get specialty crafting.
That might be nice because I could make my weapons better. If that maybe I don't know how specialty crafting works.
You pick a thing that you're better at, and you get a +2 to that.
Okay, so yeah, it will be better because I need to better my weapons then.
Specialty crafting. So blacksmithing.
Yeah.
All right. That's your level 8. Now we're at level 9, which is one more ancestry feat. There's not many options. You could get Group Aid or Hardy Traveler. Those are really the only ones available for Ancestry.
What did Group A do?
Or did you see my character?
Did you hear me?
All right. Aid allows you to make one aid check and apply it to two different people.
What does A check mean?
You can help someone climb a wall, or you can help someone build something.
Okay, yeah, that would be nice. We do a lot of stuff like that.
You just have to be paying attention when it occurs so you can say, I'm aiding them in this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's no good.
Can I get a help action? Anybody out there?
All right, so you got Group Aid. And now for, I believe that's it for 9th level. An Ancestry feat, Nature's Edge, and skill increase. Oh, one more skill increase.
Well, so wait, I could have.
Yeah, apparently I read it wrong.
That's fine. I can do my crafting this time though.
Yeah, you want to do your crafting now?
Yeah.
Crafting is back to expert. And then that was level 9. Now for level 10, you get a ranger feat and a skill feat. Let's look at the ranger feats. Level 10. Monster Hunter Master?
Voice.
Oh, no. I think this one might be something you need.
What is it?
Penetrating shot. You can shoot through an intervening creature to hit your prey.
No way.
I'll take that.
He's gonna shoot
Just
through
make sure you're
Core's
shooting
shoulder.
through the priest, not through.
Does
Yeah,
it
that would
hurt
be
the
good.
creature he shoots through?
Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, you literally shoot through the thing in front of it. Never mind, I was reading that wrong.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
it's
that'd
cool
be-
for a situation that warrants it.
like if there's a enemy in front of and behind the enemy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
could take one down, and maybe I didn't kill the one behind it, but I still did some damage.
I mean, you might be able to use it ever so often.
Yeah, I'll still take it. Plus, if it fails, it wouldn't go through their heads anyway, right?
So
That's
you
a good-
still want it?
He uses that and he accidentally hits us in the back of the head. Well, that one's going to go through their head.
That won't be how it works, though. Because if you fail, it wouldn't do that.
Are you sure?
I think maybe if one of you was in front of the other, maybe it would, but
No, the way it works is he makes one attack roll and it applies to both targets.
oh. So it won't go right through their skull.
Well, that effectively, it did go through their skull because it hit both of them.
Oh.
But D&D doesn't have a you killed them because it went through their skull
Correct.
button.
It should be that button.
It's more like a video game. Headshots just get more damage.
Okay, now you get one more skill feat.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. You could get magical crafting.
What does that do?
Lets you
You can
craft
craft
magical
magic
items.
items.
That should be good, yeah.
Or using your deception skill, you could get lengthy diversion, which means you can create a diversion and still remain hidden after doing it.
What?
That'd be
Wow.
so good for a rogue.
Sounds like it would be good for you.
Yeah,
We go
I'm gonna do
make a
that.
diversion.
You want to do that one?
Yeah,
I can't wait for that to happen. I just want to see how he does
I
it.
make a diversion right where my teammates are hiding.
He jumps up on a table.
All right, that's all your stats.
Cool, I'm done.
Yep.
Good
Come on.
job.
Now I can go back to watch my show.
Brutal honesty.
You know what I said his name to?
Mac
What?
and cheese.
He's bowl of mac and cheese.
What? Wait, I'm what? What? I didn't hear you.
Bowl with mac and cheese.
Bowl of mac and cheese.
That's not funny.
What's
It's
the
funny.
tastiest thing in the world?
That is why you're a distraction that can disappear.
He makes mac and cheese appear around the map.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right, need it?
All right, you ready?
We'll start with your dice first.
Alrighty. $46.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Hey, I can read those. 655, 16.
Elijah, while
Alright.
they're doing this, you might want to change out your dice setup.
I
Let me
would
know when
need
you
help
want me to
with
roll
that.
again.
How do I-
Roll again.
Give me a sec, Eli. I'll come help you.
465, 15. Roll again. 342, reroll the 1. 642. 346. 346, 13. Roll again. Reroll the 1. 6, 5, and 2. 6, 5, and 3. 14. Again. 6, 6, 5. 17. Roll again. 2, 2, 3, 6. So 11. Okay, what is your race?
An orc.
Do you have a sheet?
Frog.
I sent you a sheet, but I can send it to you again.
Sent it where and how?
Through Discord. I'm about to drop it in the general again.
Oh, I just haven't gone there.
It's probably been covered up. It was probably up.
It's there. So he just put a number. He typed in the number.
Oh, Shard Hunters only?
Yes.
11:56:14.
11:56:14. All right. Let me go to the thing, create the base of it.
Let's see how much of my stuff didn't import.
Elijah.
Okay, what is your name?
Jason Blood.
All that.
So I've been listening to the Glass Cannon Network.
Are you going to spell that for me?
J apostrophe SAUN space.
SAUN?
Yep. And then blood BLUDD.
Of course.
Had to come up with a good, authentic orcish name.
All right.
Is your dad Lork?
All right, what was that number again?
Already forgot that. Hold on. 115614.
See if that works. Proceed.
I think everything at worst was from the APG. I don't think I had anything else. So we'll see how it went.
Well, something you had to pick a skill.
Okay.
I don't know what it is for though, and I don't have the ability to move it.
I'm rolling back through and seeing where I missed something.
Assurance Society. There we go. I had to move something out of the way. So what is called Assurance Society?
What is assurance and society?
Yeah.
Assurance is a skill feat.
So
Allows
I'm
me
guessing society is what it's picking.
Yeah. So
It
it's
didn't do it automatically.
Yeah. It allows me to take a 10.
Assurance religion. All right. So yeah.
So those just let me take a 10 on those particular.
And then instinct dragon.
Mhm.
Which type?
It was gold.
Gold. All right, and instinct. Dragon instinct, right?
Correct.
And now I got to pick the dragon again, so because apparently it's not paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing it didn't bring over was Feat, Dustwalker, and Special Gold.
Okay. Duskwalker is heritage. Let's see.
Let's see.
Gains low light vision
Yeah, I
or
see
dark vision. You got it.
I have to drag it over.
Okay.
You also gain low light vision, or you gain dark vision if your ancestry already had low light vision.
Right. So I'd get to dark vision already.
All right. Okay. So you're an orc. This will be fun.
Yeah, I think I changed my dice.
Yep.
I feel like there's a reason we're partied up.
It's in a cult for a long time and finally got away.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Sounds good enough. Backstory complete.
Primarily, it's going to be a problem that you're a monster in a non-monster area.
Dun, dun, dun.
It'll be fine. I hope.
Depends on if you're still knee up in your own head.
Nah.
I mean, you're a barbarian. This ain't gonna go well.
All right. You get strength. And what was your background?
Cultist.
Oh, I see it. That actually imported. Do you want intelligence or charisma?
I'm gonna do charisma. Trying to keep
Alright.
those all as minimal as possible.
And barbarian. They are.
William, Jason Blood is in the Dropbox.
Nice. Did you happen to grab Riker from the Discord?
No, I didn't. I didn't see that. I've been working on other ones. There's one in
Nice.
Discord.
Thank you. Yeah, he dropped one there.
Oh, I see. I see it. Very colorful. This
Yeah,
dude's full elf.
He
Yeah.
uses a lot of prestidigitation.
How racist is this guy?
Strength again.
We're gonna have some problems.
Uh,
Well,
So
maybe
yeah,
if he's
I went.
At least y'all don't have any dwarves in the group.
I went with
But you will have a racial problem with blood. Orcs and elves are not on friendly terms in any society.
Nope.
Well, you also have to remember that I've been disowned by my elven family, so I'm
Yes,
a
but you
little.
still have an ingrained. You were
Yeah,
born.
yeah. I'm just saying I'm a little more open than most, I would say, because
Okay,
I'm
we
disowned
know
by my
you're a
own kind
prejudiced little elf.
I mean,
I'm not.
maybe maybe you
You get-
guys.
Shh. Blood, you get a +4 to your strength and a +2 to charisma. So what do you want your lowest stat to be? Strength is your most important, followed by dex and con.
Charisma is my lowest.
All right.
Again?
Yeah, that's the best.
Told you.
My
But it's
best
still
type.
Peyton just got one
I mean,
back.
that
It's,
is.
it's the 13. It's above average.
Yeah, it's still decent.
All right.
What is Needup's at?
Your next lowest stat is 13.
We'll do wisdom.
Your next lowest stat is 15. No, 14.
Intelligence.
Now 15.
Constitution.
And then 16 and 17.
Dex and strength, respectively.
16 dex, 17 strength.
Correct.
All right. So now you get to add in 4. Pick 4 of them to raise.
Strength, dex, con, and I don't want to be smart or wise. Jeez, man.
Then
I'll
be
do wisdom.
charismatic.
I don't want to be charismatic either. That's the problem.
No, charismatic is not your ability to smooth with people. It's your ability to enforce your will on the world.
All right, yeah, let's do charisma then, because that'll work with my
Because
intimidation.
charisma is your sense of self. Your self. You could even be self-deluded. You could be the arrogant charisma, not the schmoozy charisma.
I gotcha.
Pompous.
All right, now you get 4 more.
To buff again.
Yeah.
We'll do the same: strength, dex, con, and charisma.
Okay then. Your stats are 17, 19, 21, 22, 23 strength,
Okay.
19 dexterity, 19 constitution, 14 intelligence, 13 wisdom, and 17 charisma.
All right. Are you editing that on my sheet as we go?
Yep, I'm doing it right now.
Okay, cool. Just making sure I didn't need to do it.
You just, if you wanted to put it in your app to keep up with it.
I'll probably look at it after we go through this, so I'm not trying to figure out where to change something, need to answer something.
Hey, you actually had your intelligence right.
I did?
Yeah.
It just happened to work out that way.
Yeah.
The app
Your wisdom was also
automatically just bases it off of generalization, depending on the type of character and everything.
Okay.
So it's usually fairly low. Especially compared to how we roll them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Elijah's in here. Say hi.
All your skills,
I bet.
He's the one with the
all
light.
your proficiencies. Looks like all your feats are in there, except for you're missing a background feat. But you do have a bonus feat, which I'm guessing is a background feat. It's a general level 1 feat.
Yep. It's probably going to be that night vision or whatever. Hey, Becca.
You said hello.
No, that's your background with the cult, schooled in
That's your
secret.
dad.
Oh, yes.
Do you recognize him?
Yeah, certain
Yes.
things are innate, like to your race.
Like prejudice.
Like
Okay.
low light vision.
You are done.
Well, that was quick and painless.
Hey, the way we're doing this import has been very helpful.
Yeah.
It actually is. I kind of like it.
Unfortunately, mine got wonky.
It was
Yep.
just the extra books and stuff like that we didn't have.
I think the problem with yours, it didn't like the first part about your race, and so therefore everything else got junked.
Yeah.
It didn't like your race. You're the racist one.
the
but it
the
didn't like
game
your
is
race.
prejudiced against me.
All right, now Derek, what is your name?
I'm gonna type it in the thing.
Spell it out to me so I can start the character stub. Because I have to create the stub, then import your character.
It is ZA''Go, and then the last name is PA''KAD.
We're just gonna call you Mr. Tinkles. Sorry, buddy.
Doesn't
No, but
even
at some
sound
point I am going to say Khajiit has wares.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got your number?
Yeah, it's 115621.
115621. Import.
Sure. Turn it down.
Zago Pakad.
But we need a new shower curtain. She hasn't seen him in a while. No, I mean,
Let's see what it has a hard time with you. He got you a cleric.
Bubby boy. All right. I'm not
Or
okay. Look
priest.
from behind. He kind of looks like Derek. That's sad.
Oh gosh. Yep, I see it.
Ooh, it messed up the feat Claude Catfolk or Monster Scavenger. And it did not fit your ancestry, heritage, or background.
He's not a baby.
Like
Like
this.
I know.
What is the name of your ancestry again? Catfolk. There it is.
Yeah, Catfolk
And your heritage.
is.
I saw
Blonde
that one. I was
catfolk.
thinking about cat folk. Like, huh.
What was it?
Odd catfolk.
Claude.
Yeah.
There it is.
And
And your
Hey, Eli.
background.
Of course, it got really loud in this
Yeah.
room now.
Is it yours or is it Eli's?
It's both.
Okay.
It's both because the kids came in and Savannah's back there with Melanie. So
So background.
It's only
Acolyte.
been like 4 hours.
Right.
You remember your background?
Acolyte.
Oh, sorry. Too many other people talking.
Oh, I got you. It's all right, man.
All right.
Not-
Let's put in your stats now. 16, 14, 18, 19, 21, and 13. And you have low light vision. Got all your spells stuff slot wise, but nothing in any of them. You'll get your spells figured out later.
I put them in there. I was gonna see what it did,
It did not.
but I don't. I didn't know if you'd want those to be spells I had or how we would do it. So I wasn't worried about that either.
Oh, none of your feats came over.
None of them.
Nope.
Bummer.
Land on your feet and Student of the Cannon are the only things that it brought in.
All right. Well, we can just go through them.
Let's start with your ancestry since you know them.
First one, level 1.
Ancestry level 1.
Catfolk weapon familiarity.
Let's see. Catfolk weapon familiarity. All right, level 5.
Level 5. Cat's luck. Asher John. Can y'all can hear them, right?
Yes.
Okay. Making sure I'm not just yelling and y'all are like, it's fine.
Cat's luck.
You can hear him from this room, so.
Level 9.
Level 9 is aggravating scratch.
Aggravating scratch. Do you give people cat scratch fever?
Cat
Poison 'em.
scratch fever.
All right. Now for your class feats.
Okay.
Level 2.
Communal healing.
Communal healing. Level 4.
Holy cast. I'm not sure how to say this word. Castigation, probably.
Holy castigation. Yes, that is correct. Level 6.
No cause. Wait, class feat, right?
Yes.
Healing hands. You'll find that this character is very similar to Eve in its abilities to heal.
Number 8. Level 8.
Martyr.
All right. Level 10. Sorry.
Level 10 is heroic recovery.
Julian was in Concho singing along. I went to football.
All right. Well, that's a pretty good one. Skill feats. Level 2.
Skill feats. Monster scavenger.
Monster scavenger.
Yes.
I do not see that in here.
Oh, it says third party. I might have to pick something else. But what it does, it lets you use. Never mind. This is a bad thing for me anyway. As soon as I started reading it.
Yeah.
Let's
That was
see.
level 2 one.
Yeah, let me see if there's something.
Because it's not on the master list of them either.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention on that one apparently.
Oh, you want continual recovery?
No, like Marigold is the girl that baby.
Where is that?
That's the one that allows 10 minutes instead of hour that Eve has?
Got that in there somewhere, which might be why it's not showing it. Well, that was level 2s, right?
Yeah.
I have continual recovery in level 3 already, so
There is no level 3. 3 is a general feat.
that's where I have continual
Okay.
recovery.
Well, since you have an empty slot, you can put the continual recovery there and then get a level 3 general feat instead.
Well, it doesn't show continual recovery in my level 2 on this thing.
Because you put it in a different slot.
She came to her too. She was
So
laying
what would
on
you
my
want for your level 3 general feat?
singing that song.
It's hard to hear you. All I can hear is my wife and Peyton's wife. Let's see.
Yeah. She was
Hey, Kinsley, go tell Elijah to mute his mic.
Yes, keep taking that. That's what I was like when I was making the plays for tonight.
Let's do fast recovery.
You gotta go wrong, baby. Bothered me about your thoughts on
Fast recovery.
I got mute yourself.
Let's see if I can find that.
like all about that face.
That's a level 1. Yeah, that works. You do that as your level 3 general then?
Yeah.
All right, now your level 4 skill.
Level 4. Skill, Intimidating Glare.
Intimidating Glare. Level 6.
No cause for alarm. It's an
No
AP.
cause for alarm. Attempted diplomacy check. Will of the creature. Okay, I get it. And then number 8.
Advanced First Aid.
Advanced first aid. And level 10.
Ward Medic.
All right, and then your level 7 general.
Combat Climber. I just thought it's a cat. Better be able to fight while climbing.
Sure. That means you could cast your spells while climbing too.
Right. That'll be interesting.
All right, now I need to click on the cleric because I got to drag in all the cleric stuff that didn't drag over. Because I think I can drag straight from it.
Did it get the skills?
Oh yeah, all your skills and everything came over fine.
Interesting.
And your deity came over fine. But it didn't bring in that you were a war priest, even though it asked me if you were a war priest. It just didn't do it. And it didn't do your spell casting either. So you're all the way up to your 3rd doctrine.
What does that mean?
Those are your war priest stuff. You don't get divine font. You get doctrine.
Okay.
So let's see. I'll tell you what they mean as I put them in there. 1st doctrine, war priest. 2nd doctrine, war priest. 3rd doctrine, war priest. And that's it. At 11th level, you'll get your 4th doctrine. Your 1st doctrine is you're trained in light and medium armor, and you have expert proficiency in fortitude saves, and you gain your shield block. You also, in 2nd doctrine, you're trained in martial weapons. 3rd doctrine, you gain expert proficiency with your deity's favorite weapon, and you critically succeed at attack rolls that weapons you provide weapon specialization. And at 11th level, you gain proficiency rank for divine spell rolls and attack rolls increases to expert.
All right.
What
William Riker is in the Discord, or the drop box.
Oh, you
Can't
do
hear you,
get
bud.
the divine font.
Said you're doing a phenomenal job. You were moving on those things.
Okay, I think that is everything for you. Unless, hold on. 2nd doctrine skill increase class rate. Alertness. We'll at least drag it in there so that alertness. make sure all this stuff applies automatically by dragging it in there correctly. Cleric skill feat, general feat, skill feat, third doctrine, skill feat, ancestral feat. Resolve. And that's it. Oh, and your spell casting. Divine spellcasting cleric. All right. I think everything is set on you too. I see all your masters and trained, and your weapons only say trained, but I think that's not supposed to be that way. You are trained in martial weapons. You gain expert with your deity's favorite weapon.
Star knife.
Star knife. Do I see that? Because I do not see an expert on you.
I put that on the character. Bro,
It
I
did
guess it
not
didn't
come over because it shows you got a bunch of different things.
I didn't put anything else on the character.
Wait, why does it list you having a kukri, a scimitar?
I have no idea. I only gave them a star knife.
Don't think I can delete those either. Comma, martial weapons, sickle. Well, you're not trained in a karma. Wait, what? It wouldn't let me remove that. Hold on, there was something that popped up, but I couldn't see it because it was behind. One of your features is setting all of those to trained. What? Advanced catfolk weapon? Maybe it's that? Because what are the catfolk weapons?
That's a good question.
Let me look that up.
No idea.
Let me look at the catfolk feats. There's your aggravating scratch. Catfolk weapon familiarity. You are trained in the use of hatchet, comma, kukri, scimitar, and sickle. Okay, that's why. So it is that did it.
It just gave me those.
Yeah, those are considered catfolk weapons. At level 13, you can get expertise with them. Okay. Interesting. So I guess that means you're done now. Except for your star knife is not listed.
The one you actually wanted.
The star knife, you're expert in, so yeah, you need that.
Yeah. I'm gonna need a returning rune on that and like some cool magic stuff. Some fire maybe. Control it with my mind. Crawl.
Mm.
Want to be able to throw it with my tail. Like I did in the picture. That was cool that I could do that in Hero Forge. It lets you put the weapon in the tail.
All right, so you now are an expert with the star knife.
You. I know Kung Fu.
Oh wow, what is the weapon specialization for that weapon? What is the cat knife? Star knife. Keep trying to call it the cat knife. It's not the cat knife.
Like the big old ones they got in like Naruto.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
I'm about to send you.
I'm pulling it up in this thing. Oh, it's an agile, deadly, 4 tapering metal blades.
You're looking at that information.
Wow, it's deadly. Oh wow, you know what your weapon specialization is with that?
What?
Target takes 1d6 persistent bleed damage.
Oh, nice.
Is Star Knife simple?
And an item bonus to this bleed damage equal to the weapon's item bonus to attack rolls. So if it's a +1 weapon, it's 1d6 +1.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, that's a good thing to know. All right, everybody's main characters are created.
Da-na-na-na.
It's only 9:30.
Yes.
I was gonna say just in time for Kylie to get here.
I think she'll probably be gone for another hour or so.
Okay.
Depends on how long they keep her at that show.
Do you want to start a basic background on what's going on in the world and everything?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay, does everyone see the map?
Yes.
Oh, I gotta actually bring that up.
This is your known world at this point in time, because most of y'all don't know too much about the surrounding, because y'all are high level, but that's because not that you've been traveling a lot, but wherever you were, you spent a long time studying, working, and doing other things, and you've stayed in this general area of the ocean. To give the example, here is where the cat folks come from.
Okay.
Cat folk are known, but they generally don't ever leave their jungle island. They're very secretive and very much. They don't like traveling unless they absolutely have to, because there's a lot of prejudice against them, because some people think them as monsters and other people think them as cute, fuzzy toys to play with. And that doesn't go over with most cat folks' opinions.
That's gonna go real well for my character.
Okay. For whatever reason, which not everyone has a full reason yet, because I've just learned what your characters are, and it's going to take me a little while to weave them into this a little bit. Everyone is on board a boat heading towards the mainland from somewhere else. Based on what we have here, do you want to say the half orc and the orc know each other?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. The two of you being of similar genes and similar disrespect from the world around you have been traveling together because, again, safety in numbers. Oh, and one thing I did not check when I was doing your sheet. Blood. What are your... You are true neutral?
I don't think I assigned anything. This gold
I assigned
dragon is good,
It's
so
good.
it'd have to be neutral good, I guess.
Neutral good. Okay, that works. So you are neutral good. It helps me understand some of the motivations outside of the backstories you've already gotten. You're neutral good. So yeah, y'all actually fit well together. You're both neutral good. Riker, you do not pick an alignment either.
That'll probably be good. as well.
Chaotic good or neutral good? Remember, chaotic good means you want to do good, but if you don't, it's okay. Neutral good means you believe there's a balance to everything, but you prefer for the good guys to win.
Neutral good, then. Yeah, that would be my character.
Okay, let's see if everyone else has an alignment real quick.
Go ahead and put mine to that neutral good as well.
Okay. Mac and cheese, what do you want?
You're muted, buddy.
Sorry, Mac.
Neutral good, please.
All right. Makes it simple if you're all about the same thing. And did you say Zygo is neutral good too?
Yes.
Okay. So, Mac, you're the only human that's standing on the deck of the ship currently besides the crew members. The one thing you need to know is ocean travel is not the safest thing in the world. Generally, most ships make it to their goal, but there's always the chance of pirates because there is a heavy amount of pirate activity in this time in the world. And y'all are heading towards the mainland, and the mainland currently has a war going on. Currently, the elves and the dwarves are in the middle of attempting to remove each other from the face of the planet. The dwarves have actually been driven back to their cities, and most of their surface towns have been abandoned because the elves have mercilessly attacked them. But the dwarves have been given good too because they've cut down and destroyed several of the elvish city trees in retaliation. So it's not like this is a one-sided fight, but they're all fighting for the win, not just for I'm better than you. Also, in this world, there is, just for a little side bite, about 500 years ago, before most any of y'all's recollection, only the elf would have any knowledge from one of his parents that there was a demonic invasion 500 years ago, and that invasion was repelled. But the aftermath of that was everyone had to militarize to keep the demons out, and that led to conflicts afterwards, and that's what eventually spawned the fight between the dwarves and the elves. I think it started with the dwarves claiming that the elves encouraged the demons, and the elves claiming that the dwarves dug into their home and made them angry.
Yeah, that's logical.
This is a mostly human-controlled world, as usual. Elves are small in number because they are very secretive. The primary enclave of the elves is a citadel to the north in the kingdom of Alazura. It is. The elves are not friendly, they're xenophobic. Most elves don't like anyone other than elves. And half elves are considered more of a stain than of anything beneficial. They're not hated by the elves, but they're not looked upon proudly, and the humans distrust them because of how violent the elves have been. Basically, ever since the demonic invasion, these elves have been a little uppity. And the premise that some of the more peaceful nations who have tried not to antagonize the elves believe is that the elves lost a lot of their people to the invasion, and so they're trying to bolster their numbers, and therefore they're basically closing their borders and not letting anyone in, things like that, trying to grow their numbers. No one knows for sure because of their secrecy. That and one of the kingdoms of elves, the Mer-elves, they have embraced piracy entirely. So now they are sponsoring pirates and ships all throughout the oceans to try to rebuild what they lost during the fight. That's why there's still all the regular species of elves that everyone knows of, but they're not very high in number, and most of them are fairly secretive. about what's going on. And that's why it's strange to have an elf roaming around freely. Because at this point in time, generally, if you see an elf, it's either a loner or an army of them. Because they don't trust going out solo because there's so few of them. And the boat you're on is traveling, and y'all are basically skirting the area, these islands over here, trying to avoid going too deep into the mainland. But y'all are heading a little bit further down south way. One night, the night watch starts ringing his bell. And you hear crewmen running about quickly. And the captain starts shouting, "Everyone to their quarters! Everyone to their quarters!"
I
And
take it
y'all
we're
are
already.
all in the common hold, where the common passengers travel, because none of you are rich enough to be traveling in luxury.
Did he give a call to quarters or to call to stations?
He called all the passengers to quarters.
Okay.
And the crew, he didn't even have to make the call. The entire crew is running to their stations. They're trained fairly well. The reason most of you chose this boat is they are a stand-up crew that has a good history and has managed to evade pirates several times. What do y'all do
We're all in the hold?
right now? And the captain just told everyone to stay in the hold.
Hmm.
Do we have any personal quarters?
No, it's
We're
a
in
common
common.
hold.
Are there any portholes?
No, this is not a luxury ship.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go to probably where my sleeping area is, probably a place I've set up, and I'm going to meditate.
All right.
Nicola might want to grab weapons. A quick call to stations.
All right.
We're in
All
for
right. All right. I'll do that. Get
So
my-
you see the cat folk sit down and meditate, while the two orcish people have grabbed their gear and are looking apprehensive. Mac, sorcerer, what do you do?
So in the common quarters, I'm assuming there's tables and things for eating. I'm
Yeah,
just
they
gonna
have some seating areas.
Yeah, I'm just gonna find a seating area and just relax.
I'm gonna do that too.
All right. The ship suddenly banks hard to the left, and you can hear the timbers groan and the sails set tight.
Hmm. I want
Must
to
be storm.
brace against the wall next to the door and just kind
Okay.
of hold on and get ready.
Don't
I
like this.
I allow my chair to slide, as just as to go with it,
Yes.
just not to bash into anything if we're to have it, but just kind of cool, calm, and collected, like nothing's really going on.
Everyone make a perception check. Wait,
Ah.
yeah, you
We
can't
don't have.
Yeah.
That option.
Can't do
Tokens.
that.
Let me rephrase that. That's not possible tonight. We're going to have to wait for that a little bit.
We need
I will make
tokens.
perception checks for each of you.
You want to just roll a d20?
He can do
Unless
it for
you've
us.
done
We
it.
have-
Oh, okay.
We
We're
just
set
don't
then.
have ownership of tokens that have that
That's
sheet
fine.
yet.
And there's nothing on the board for you either, so yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
It's a lot harder to do without having
Just
your
stay
token.
calm, Jason.
Something I realized is my character can have really tough armor.
Keep it under control.
I just don't like this. Gotta
We-
get angry.
We don't know. We don't know what's happening yet. Just keep it under control.
All right. Figured on what thing to click finally.
We can't see that. Just so
Wait.
you know.
Oh, I'm still on private from last time we played. But Mac rolled a 25. I'm going to keep that because it was a good roll.
What is it for subject?
Do y'all see those now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Granger's not happy.
Holy crap. That is crazy.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Kai.
Did I miss
Hi.
one?
I'm meditating and doing better than all y'all.
Did I miss one of y'all? I did, didn't I?
Your
One,
perception.
2, 3, 4, 5. That's all of us.
Yeah, there's 5.
You have your knife like stuck into the floor
Yeah.
of the ship, just like feeling
I'm
the
so used to
vibrations off
having-
of it.
I'm so used to having Kylie here so that it's 6.
I'll have one eventually.
Okay, everybody can sense a strange smell begin to linger in the air, and it smells like
Butter biscuits.
electricity, ionized air, the smell during a storm.
Well,
Can
that's
Can
definitely.
can I focus in and use my acute sense of smell to see if I can really place what this is,
No.
or it about as much as we got?
That's as much as you got.
Is there
Alright.
is there such thing as a cute sense of smell?
Yeah.
I actually have that as a feat.
It's awesome.
All right.
A
I
great
wanna-
smell.
As you're sniffing around, suddenly you can hear lightning crash in the sky above, and rain just instantly starts pelting the ship.
I want to open the door and just start listening, see if I can't hear anything from the crew or the captain.
All right. As you open the door, the ship herks to one side and back to the other real quick, and when it does, water splashes down the steps from above.
That's normal, right?
Don't like
Oh God!
can't swim. I'm not
All
a
of a
fan.
sudden,
I
all of
told
a
you I
sudden,
didn't want to get on this boat.
I stand
We
up
were-
and I'm going.
It's alright. We're
I'm
close to the.
punching the side of the deck. If
What?
there's anybody that gets in my way, I'll probably hit
See?
them.
That's what you look like when you rage out. Just keep it calm. Don't be crazy like that cat.
Crazy cat
Look, we're right next to the shore. We were right next to the islands.
making me uneasy. I'm gonna put the cat to sleep.
This time, the next bolt of lightning hits, and the ship shudders from the sound of the impact. It sounds like it hit the ship.
Oh,
And now you can hear the sailors cursing from above.
I gotta see. I gotta see what's
Yeah.
going on. Let's. All right, we're gonna peek up out the
As you
door.
go to peek up, something large and heavy strikes the deck above and pierces through to the floor below, and
Oh,
that's half
God.
the mast is now down inside next to you.
Wait,
Oh.
what?
Oh,
Half the-
I think
half
we
the
stay in the
what?
door.
this is not good. This is not good. This is not good. This is not good, right? That's not normal.
No, we're gonna drown. I told you. Told you we shouldn't get on the
Mast
boat.
is completely blackened and charred.
Holy crap!
But we don't hear fighting, just storm.
And then suddenly, the ship herks forward violently, and y'all are all thrown about the room as the ship suddenly went to full stop
Oh my God!
while
We just
traveling at full speed.
Oh my goodness!
Well, I would have to say that's not normal.
Sorcerer, you managed to stay in your seat along with Mac, but everything on the table next to you was thrown across the room.
So wait, we're still at the table.
The table and the seats are bolted to the ground because it's on a
Oh.
ship that moves around.
Okay.
Get out of the pile that I am with your son.
Just this awkward position. Like,
Yeah, it's just some.
Sorry.
And you can hear a groaning sound as the back portion of the ship starts to rise.
What?
We're going down. We need to get off now.
I believe that is our cue to leave.
Are we we're kind of like tilting up like this, like the waves are
That
coming in.
portion of the ship is lifting up, and the front portion is not going down.
Okay, so we gotta go.
I feel like we ran aground. We've got to.
Hey,
This.
hey, we need to find some magic person.
You can hear
somebody
the
can make us
sound of
float.
wood beginning to groan, and the wall next to you starts to bulge inward as something is squeezing on the ship.
It's an
Nope.
octopus.
Leaving. I'm leaving.
I'm a
Smoke.
book it
Oh.
for the deck.
Yeah,
Yep,
I'm gonna go. I'm
leaving.
gonna go with them.
As you open the door to go to the deck, there's a large crashing sound, and one of the crewmen is basically blasted through the opening and lands not far from you, and he has 3 or 4 different tridents shoved in him.
Are you dead?
Steve,
I'm gonna push him with my
Not
foot.
moving in any way possible.
I don't think I can
Alright.
help him.
All right, he's now a meat
I'm-
shield. Here, use these javelins.
I'm still below deck, hitting everything. By the way.
Now you can tell that the ship is starting to crack.
Oh god.
We can't stay here.
It's Kraken from the Kraken. Let's go.
And you can hear the sound of multiple creatures battling on the deck above. And
Oh,
then
crap.
you suddenly hear a sound. Sorcerer.
Yes.
Hold on. I'm going to click for you.
Oh.
Fantastic.
Still got to
So-
remember everyone's new names.
Is the 100 a good thing or a bad thing?
There's a reason the 100. The 100 did something.
You suddenly. Hold on. Flash Whisper. You are Mo.
He is not happy.
Oh, that was good. Oh god.
Tala's coming in. I didn't know there was a halfling on board.
That's the only thing. The only way I can roll, and I need to
Oh,
know.
I got you.
Huh?
Well, I do believe something up there is casting lightning bolt, so I could recognize it since I know electricity.
And right after he says that, a lightning bolt goes through the upper deck, down the hallway, and out the back of the ship.
Yay. I don't think
Are
we
we
should-
in the hallway?
Y'all
No.
are about to be.
Yeah,
What's that?
I'm staying in the bridge thing. If that's happened.
Everywhere the bolt went, it has just basically incinerated portions of the ship. And now the ship is beginning to crack apart.
Oh, that's a mighty strong lightning bolt there.
Whoa. This isn't good. We can't stay here. We can't leave.
Hey, hey, that guy over there was talking about magic. He probably knows a spell. Hey, let's go ask him.
Hey, can you cancel lightning?
Or like turn us into bubbles or something.
Yeah. Can
I
you
know
make
you
us
magic
fly
people
out of
can do
here? Can you
stuff.
give us a shield? You have a lightning rod? What do you have?
Still hitting the side.
Can you make us a door? Can you teleport us out of here?
As you're talking, a huge explosion racks the upper deck as a ball of fire has just coated the top of the ship.
I'm wondering if we should go to the top deck.
Come on, magic man! Come on! Stupid elf, do something!
When the fireball occurs, you can hear the sound of multiple creatures jumping into the water and something large screaming as the ship is suddenly dropped.
Oh god.
And y'all are all free falling for about 3 seconds until the ship hits the water and everyone is immediately slammed into the deck below and all of you are knocked out.
Locked out?
Knocked.
Knocked out. Oh.
Knocked out.
Oh, that's gonna be in for the session today, and we have to continue next time we have no
The
consent.
end. That's why we built
No, that's
characters.
not the very
We're
end.
dead.
You gotta wait for me to finish. The next thing all of you notice, you're soaking wet, laying on the beach, and birds are pecking at you, trying to see if you are tasty yet.
I'm gonna swipe them away.
I'm going to catch one for a tasty treat.
When y'all come to, y'all notice that almost everything you have is gone.
Okay.
Hmm.
Y'all are basically down to your skivvies laying in the sand.
I've been accosted.
And you can tell that y'all are on the island, some island somewhere on a beach. And as you're sitting there trying to figure out what to do, you can hear the sound of something crying out in the distance, something that makes a fairly monstrous roar.
Snapping my head up and looking at that.
Now we end.
Dun dun dun. Excitement. Adventure.
Adventure.
The B team.
Let's go.
To
And
be
that's it.
continued.
Yep.
To be.
I want to see
All
something.
right,
I
I'm
want to see
ready to
if
play now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm.
Alright, we got like 4 hours, right? We can do this.
I want to see if I change my dice color. So can I roll?
Go ahead and roll.
I hit the button. Okay.
Sat on that one for a minute.
That's purple and nice and readable.
Okay.
Okay. Whew. Unfortunately, a lot of time was spent creating.
Yeah,
But that's what happens when you make new characters.
that's part of the creation process. It does take a while,
We
especially
still
when you
streaming?
do what 5 people.
We still streaming?
Yeah, we are streaming. All right, guys. We'll catch y'all on the next one. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.